Ladies and gentlemen, this is a tribute to a living legend, an icon, Father Gerard Arthur Pantin. Gerard was born 80 years ago on the 29th of October 1928. He's the eldest of 12 children. 2 are no longer with us. His father died when he was very young, and he was raised by his mother and aunt, who equally shared the brood. He attended Belmont Boys Intermediate, now known as Belmont Boys Secondary, and won an island exhibition to St. Mary's College to pursue secondary school. Winning that scholarship was a significant achievement, as his family was simply unable to afford secondary school, which was not free at that time. His extracurricular activities at St. Mary's included Sea Scouts, cricket, as well as his favorite passion, football. In fact, he once scored the winning goal for the Saints in an intercall final. Being a practical man, he chose the sciences, and at A-levels he won a Jerningham Gold Medal at St. Mary's College, which afforded him the opportunity to pursue tertiary level education at any university abroad. On leaving Canada, with 1 year grounding in the priesthood, Gerard attended the University College of Dublin, Ireland, where he obtained his Bachelor of Sciences degree and his Bachelor of Arts in Education. He then attended Freiburg University, Switzerland, where he completed his studies for the priesthood. Gerard Arthur Pantin was officially ordained as a priest 50 years ago in Switzerland on the 20th of July 1958 at the age of 30. Father Gerard Pantin returned to Trinidad and St. Mary's College in 1958. Father Pantin taught the sciences in Form 6, while also fulfilling duties as Games Master and Dean. He then started Caritas, through which he sought to get his young students to see the value of serving the poor and the needy. His early years as a priest was spent in marriage counseling and helping the poor. He was never content to be your average priest. He was always one to think and operate outside the box. These qualities, combined with an enduring empathy for the poor and downtrodden, helped him to launch out and create, in 1970, at the age of 42, his life-defining work, SERVOL. SERVOL's mission statement is, SERVOL is an organization of weak, frail, ordinary, imperfect yet hope-filled and committed people, seeking to help weak, frail, ordinary, imperfect, hope-drained people become agents of attitudinal and social change in a journey which leads to total human development.
And then, of course, the whole SERVOL thing has been a minor miracle. I never expected to see it expand as it did. Divine madness. When I tell myself I really was an idiot, you know, to think I could walk up that hill of Laventille with no money in my pocket, no idea in my head. And in those days, that was right after the Black Power riot said. It was a very grim situation then. And to think that I could make a difference. And when I walked up, I didn't know what to do. So what I said, why not ask the people? I went to the first group of limers in the corner and I said, my name is Gerard Pantin. Can I help you? Well, the thing they told me about my mother, my mother's father, all members of my family, they cussed me off good and forever. So after I listened to them, I said, all right, how can I help you? One fellow said, give me a football. So I was a little bit, I said, that's a little too easy. So I said, you put up half the money and I put up the other half and we'll get a football between us. Oh, more cussing and more, my aunt and my grandfather come into it this time. Anyway, they put up, he said, we have no money, we're poor people. I said, but you smoking a marijuana cigarette, that costs money. You smoking an ordinary cigarette, that costs money. Make a little collection and I'll put the other half. So I came back and I gave me a football and said, here's your football. It's strange to say, maybe simplistic, that the whole philosophy of SERVOL started on that. Never give things to people unless they're willing to cooperate or to work for it in their own way. They may not be able to do it in totally, but they have to contribute, or else it is not an exercise in development, it's an exercise in charity. And charity is not really what saves the world today.
In 1974, I saw an advertisement in one of the daily newspaper where SERVOL needed an accountant office manager. And I applied. And 2 days later, a young woman, I can't remember her name, came to me in Barataria. I was on the steps climbing with some of my friends. And she asked, I'm looking for Mr. George McLean. I said, I am that person. You made an application to SERVOL? I said, yes. Well, Father Pantin is asking you to come in at your earliest opportunity. I said, okay, fair enough. So the next day I went to meet Father Pantin. I met him at St. Mary's College. And he told me, he said, George, I don't know anything about accounts, but this gentleman here, I think his surname was Mr. Govaya, he will interview you. So after 50 minutes of speaking to Mr. Govaya said, George, we're just wasting time. You know more about accounts than myself. The job is yours if you want it. So he told Father Pantin that. So he said, George, when you could start? I said, when you want me, Father, to? He says, as of yesterday. So when I asked him his salary, and he told me the salary, I don't think I can mention it here. It was next to nothing. So I told Father, I said, Father, you have to be joking. You offer me that salary? And his reply was, George, that is all we can afford. I said, okay, I'll give it a try. And I started to work with SERVOL on the 8th of August, 1974, as SERVOL first accountant office manager.
Father Pantin is a man of vision, and one of the things that I think he has taught me to do is to take a chance, that when there is a vision, when there is something that you see as a goal, don't be afraid to go for it and to go big. He always used to say, we start a program, we have no money. So the money will always come, but let's get something down, let's get it going. The other thing I think he has taught me to do is to listen. I think the whole SERVOL philosophy of respectful intervention, attentive listening, lack of cultural arrogance, that is part of his life and his personality, and he exudes that because he lives it. Because in the beginning my personality is to get everything done and maybe run roughshod over people. But over the years I have learned to listen. I have learned to realize that people have an opinion, and that it is only in listening to everybody that you get the true picture and that you could make an informed decision. So I've had to bite my tongue many, many times, but I think that is one of the greatest things that because he's a man who listens, and he makes everybody feel special. When he's with you, or talking to you, or helping you, whether it's a vagrant or a minister, that is his presence there. And I think a lot of that has impacted on me. Well, I think he's a man for all seasons. He has been through many, many difficult times. I have seen him cry. He's human. I have seen him especially in times when we were in deep financial situations, problems with the ministry. I have seen that part of him where he's a very emotional man. He cries in sorrow, but he also cries in joy. If something happens, his eyes will fill up very quickly with tears. Mine don't fill up as quickly as his. But he is a man for other people. He's a people person, and I think a lot of his energy comes from being with people. He loves people, and he has a way of relating. You see him relate very easily with a vagrant or with anybody, and he's able to bring himself to make that person feel they are important, whoever they are.
I look at TV. Actually, the shows are so bad these days, I hardly look at it anymore. But I used to enjoy Law and Order. I still do. It's still a good show. And Then I play bridge, which I've been doing for many years. I walk. Still up the hill to Sunshine Hill every morning. I keep in exercise, and because I have a heart condition, it's important that I keep exercising. I think a roti is a body rest.
Chicken roti, shrimp roti?
Chicken or shrimp. I like a glass of white wine when I'm relaxing. I go to Maracas every Saturday, taking the waves there because I think it's good exercise.
After a good swim.
A shark and bake.
It is indeed a pleasure to share some of Father Pantin's favorite quotes with you. Never follow the beaten path. Make your own. I am someone who merely tried to make a small difference in this world. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. His favorite quote, however, is, I looked for my God I could not see. I sought for myself eluded me. I searched for my neighbor, and I found all three. Father Gerard Pantin is an author and a publisher who has published several books. A mole cricket called SERVOL, The SERVOL Village, The Silent Prophet, SERVOL Faces the 80s, and the SERVOL Newsletters. Over the years, Father Gerard Pantin has received many awards. To list a few: in 1985, Express Individual of the Year Award. 1994, Citizens for a Better Trinidad and Tobago Family of the Year Award. 1995, Trinity Cross became the 56th holder. 1996, Citizens for a Better Trinidad and Tobago Republic Day Award. 2002, Inter-American Development Bank Award for Social Entrepreneurship. His most recent award was being inducted into St. Mary's College Hall of Fame. The most prestigious award afforded to Father Gerard Pantin was the Right Livelihood Award, also known as the Alternative Nobel Prize.
Philosophy is a timely reminder to all those who believe that they know what is best for ordinary people. As one of our first award recipients, Dr. Mike Cooley, said, I have never yet met an ordinary person. All the people I meet are extraordinary. It is with great pleasure that I present the 1994 Right Livelihood Award to SERVOL, represented here by its founder and chairman, Father Gerard Pantin, and its director, Sister Ruth Monouchard.
For outstanding vision and work on behalf of our planet and its people. This was presented by the Right Livelihood Foundation of Sweden. In accepting this prestigious award, Father Pantin said,
That is why we are grateful to the Right Livelihood Award Foundation for the signal honor it has paid us by bestowing on us this award. In the difficult years that lie ahead, the memory of this moment will burn brightly in our hearts as a beacon of hope, which challenges us to be true to the call we received 24 years ago, and which is summarized by this quotation from the book of Proverbs. Let your eyes be fixed ahead, your gaze be straight before you. Let the path you tread be level, and all your ways made firm, turn neither to right or to left. Thank you.
If there was something I could leave with people, is do not hesitate to take a chance. Even when it's a very slim thing and you have no concrete hopes, take a chance. If you want to try to do some good, don't let it deter you that you have no money, that you have no resources, and that everything is against you. Take a step forward and you'll be surprised to know what might happen later on.